Yes, it's that time of year again where the Super Bowl commercials are all in the focus. And guess what? Even Copilot made an appearance. But with ad spots costing north of $7 million, the stakes are always high. But the biggest question is from commercials, of what we're going to see, is it hype or is it reality? And with Copilot, of course, we didn't see much of how you could achieve those outcomes that we saw in the commercial. Well, the great news is I'm going to show you how to get those outcomes. And in addition to that, I'm also going to see whether what we saw in the commercial was actually reality or whether it was hype. So before we dive in, I'd love it if you like this video to hit that like button, and don't forget to follow and subscribe to find more great content to turn you into a productivity superstar when using apps like Copilot. So in the first part of the commercial, we see a lot of people aspiring to do better things, but that's learning something new, getting a degree or starting a business, and changing that mentality to something where they can go and achieve those things. And of course then, we go into the world of Copilot and we start to explore the capabilities that could also help you day to day. And we're focusing on 3 different areas in that commercial. The first being the ability to generate images. In the example we saw, well, it's going to be generating storyboards for a particular script. The second area that we see inside of that commercial is also focusing on the development of software. Yes, computer code, and showing the ability to generate code from a single question. And then finally, we also saw the ability to use quizzes inside of Copilot to improve the person's knowledge around science. So we saw 3 key scenarios built around the idea that by using Copilot, we could improve our skills and also aspire to be something greater. So overall, it was a pretty good commercial. But of course, we didn't see how those results came up in Copilot. So firstly, let's dive into that first scenario. Let's see how Copilot can generate images from the exact question that we saw in the commercial, and also see what it comes up with. So let's get started in Copilot. Head into copilot.microsoft.com and you'll see the same experience that we saw in the commercial. We can now begin to ask Copilot some questions, including the first question that we saw in that commercial, generating some storyboard images for a dragon scene in my script. With that done, Copilot will take it and generate images in real time. We'll also be able to see them in the conversational thread, click into them, and we can also see all of those storyboards it's created. Pretty awesome results from such a small question in the chat that I can download to my computer and do further work on. But also, maybe I need some refinements. Here, I'm going to give a better prompt to Copilot, adding in a hero story. And now we're going to see even better results from Copilot. Yes, the more information we give it, the better the result. We can once again click through those images, download them and refine them. And here's a result that I love. So I'd say a pretty big win there for Copilot. It came out with what we saw in the commercial and even better results when I started to refine the prompt and give it more information. But what about the next scenario? Software development. But can it do the same for the second question that we saw in the commercial? Creating code for my 3D open world game. We'll go ahead and give that to Copilot and see what it's going to come up with. Now here, as we'll see, it's not exactly what we saw in the commercial. No, Copilot is rather telling me that I should go and learn how to do some software development and some areas I could look into to be able to improve my skills. But it's not generating any code for me at this point. Now that is because, well, the prompt is not simply good enough. Here, I'm going to revise my prompt, now telling it the code I expect and giving it a bit of a scenario to work into the game. And now we get a different result. Whilst Copilot recommends me to look into some resources, it actually goes forward and begins to build me the code for this game. Yes, as we can see live on the screen, now using JavaScript, it begins to create all the code and add comments for all the different areas in the code, as well as in the body of the original conversation telling me how I can get started by loading this code to begin checking out our brand new video game I've created. So it wasn't exactly the result that we expected from the commercial, but we did get the result we wanted when we added more detail into our prompt. And that's the key point. The more detail, the better result. And so yes, we didn't get the result we saw from the commercial, but we did with a little bit of refinement. So all in all, pretty good results from Copilot again. And finally, in the commercial, we saw a science quiz. Yes, I'm going to give Copilot the exact same question that we saw. And we're largely going to get, well, the same outcome. we're going to have one quiz question, multiple choice for me to guess the answer of. If I get it wrong, it'll tell me the reasons why. It's great capability, but ultimately for quizzing, well, you're going to probably want Copilot to generate a quiz that you can take to students or other people. So I'm going to refine my prompt and create a science quiz for high school students around this topic, and also tell Copilot I need to copy it into Word, so ensure it's formatted in that way. And here we go. We've now got a chemistry quiz based around that topic that we can take into Word, and then we can share with others, and it even includes all the answers at the end. So if you didn't even know the topic, well, you'll have a good idea on the right answers. So that's a great way there to generate both a quiz that you can take, but also a quiz that you can share with others and take straight from Copilot into Word. So there you go, 2 out of 3 isn't bad, right? Maybe even giving it 2.5 out of 3 because it was pretty close on the software development question. And that's pretty good going, comparing what a commercial says to what the product actually does, and shows that Microsoft Copilot, well, certainly isn't all hype. It's absolutely the reality of what you can do today when you have access to these tools. But importantly, ensuring that when you give Copilot a question, giving it the right question and the right level of detail will get you the right response. As we've seen exactly today, with improving some of the results that I've seen from Copilot when we also evolve the question that the commercial originally suggested. Now, if you want to continue to expand your knowledge in Microsoft 365, why not subscribe to this channel, or also head to the link below. You can download a free Microsoft 365 ebook exploring even more great capabilities available for you today. Otherwise, if you like this video, hit that like button, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.